Hey guys, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions if you've seen my Instagram, because I just announced in May that I graduated from the University of Southern California with my business administration degree. So that was a Bachelor's of Science, a BS. And then less than a month later, I started taking pre-nursing courses because I am going to be getting my second bachelor's degree in nursing. That one's called the BSN, Bachelor of Science of Nursing. For me personally, the abbreviations get confusing, so I'll try to spell them out for you guys. I got a lot of comments about how there's also many of you out there who have previously gotten a bachelor's degree, but now you want to also pursue nursing, but you don't even know where to start or how to make that transition. And so since I'm doing that myself, I wanted to make this video to hopefully help you guys out there. I know it's a really daunting process when you first get into it because I had to do so much research, but it's definitely doable. I'm literally doing community college classes for my prereqs all for free. So life is short, but you're also going to be spending the majority of your life working. So I feel like you might as well pursue a job that also aligns with your interests and passions. So I wanted to create this video to explain, a little bit more about my journey, why I'm deciding to switch to nursing, as well as just how to execute it all, because that's definitely a difficult point, especially when you're thinking about finances and everything like that. So first I need to talk about why I'm making the switch from business to nursing. And if you're not interested in this part, you can just skip ahead. In high school, I started my first small business in making handcrafted jewelry, and I loved it. I've always been such a business girly, from day one. Even in elementary school and middle school, I was always just trying to hustle and have just a little side business going on for myself, because I love the idea of just being able to make money through selling stuff. So I've definitely always had that entrepreneurial mindset, and I didn't really look much into it when I was applying to college. I was just well, I have my own business and I really like doing it, so therefore I should get a business degree. But I definitely did not know what a business degree even meant. I did not know that I was gonna be doing accounting, finance. A lot of people get business degrees for investment banking, which I do not know a single thing about. Looking back, I definitely should have done a lot more research. However, I can't say I regret anything because, from getting the business degree, I definitely was able to learn a lot more about just all the other things that go on in business, and I will definitely be able to use that in the future. And also the opportunity to even go to such a good business school like USC Marshall, I feel is kind of once in a lifetime, and it's shaped me to be exactly where I am right now. So I feel it's impossible for me to have regrets, because who knows what else I would have chosen, right, if I had decided not to do business. But I would definitely tell people to just make sure you know what your actual major is before you sign up for it. This is why 18-year-olds should not be trusted to make decisions that will impact the rest of their life. But hey, luckily we can change. So anyways, continuing the story, during my senior year of college, so last year, I started applying for jobs in August, literally right when senior year started, because I wanted to be on it, have my job secured so that, during graduation, I already knew where I was gonna be going right after. I kid you not, I applied to jobs every day, week, very meticulously, all the time. I've certainly applied to over 1,000 jobs, easily. I applied to literally everything that I could find that I was I thought qualified for, but the job market has just been really tough. And it's funny because I feel I never even got that discouraged by it, because I just had this faith or this feeling that God would definitely be putting me where I should be. And so all throughout my job search, I just kept going and going, not knowing what was going to happen. So May comes around, and even though I've applied to so many jobs, I only had less than 10 interviews, and I'd gotten rejected to most of them, right? At this point, I was I could settle and do a job that I think would be okay. So first of all, the financial aspect of it was already bad. I don't think I could even afford rent in the Bay Area with that money. But what was worse for me, honestly, was that I really just didn't see myself making a positive impact, I guess, on other people's lives by taking this position. I was really struggling with that aspect the most. And so I move up to the Bay Area, my parents and I drive up, and I'm still like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I want this job or not? But like, I don't have any other job offers. Should I just keep looking and try to be like a full-time content creator on the side? Like, I literally didn't know what to do. And so all of this kind of culminated into me being like, okay, I want to use this time instead to go back to school. And so I've always been really passionate about like learning more about my personal health and just like the human body and all that. All my friends know that like even if they make a really offhand comment about how they haven't been feeling the best, I will definitely offer some advice, even if it's unwarranted, about like their sleep, diet, or whatever it is, because I'm just someone who's really interested in, I guess, looking at how you can optimize your health and wellness. Even though I don't always follow the advice, I like to know, I guess. So I was really excited about the idea of going back to school and like intellectually stimulating myself and learning more science-based things, because when I was doing my business degree, like I really missed learning about sciencey things. And then another like no-brainer about why it should be nursing was it's not only, you know, in this like science category, but it's also very easy to know exactly what my purpose would be every day in life when I wake up and go to my job. So that's something I really value in wanting to pursue nursing. Then lastly, to tie it back into the story, job security, because nurses are needed everywhere, no matter what the economy is looking like, no matter where you live. So I definitely really like that aspect of it, especially coming in from looking at business jobs at first. And I'm planning to live in the Bay Area at least for the next few years, so knowing that the nursing salary is also pretty good here was just, I guess, another bonus for me to pursue nursing here in the Bay Area. And then I also just have a bunch of like close family and friends who are also in nursing. Like my mom's a registered nurse, one of my closest friends is. I've had a lot of influences there, so I feel like those are just like some of the many reasons why I wanted to pursue nursing. I'm gonna have to send this video link to anyone who asks me in real life because it is such a long-winded answer. I hope you're still with me, and now I'm gonna switch over to talking about like, I guess, the execution of everything and what I'm planning to do, as well as my timeline. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree yet, then you can just apply to a regular BSN program, and it's basically like, you know, just doing your 4-year college. Because I have my bachelor's degree already, I can just apply to an ABSN program. So that stands for Accelerated Bachelors of Science in Nursing. So ABSN programs are around 12 to 18 months from what I've seen. And so I feel like it's like honestly a good deal, like short and sweet, you get it done. Only adds like a year or a year and a half to your existing bachelor's degree. So once you have the BSN degree, then you can take the NCLEX exam. And then once you pass that, you're basically a licensed nurse. But for me personally, because I don't have like that STEM background, these ABSN programs, they do require you to take these classes and come in with these prerequisites. So for example, you have to have taken like microbiology, human anatomy, human physiology. Those are the main 3 prereqs that I found that all of the different ABSN programs all require, but some also want you to have like nutrition, pathophysiology, human lifespan psychology, stuff like that. So it does depend on what specific program you're looking into, but I'm probably going to be taking more classes just in case, because, you know, who knows which program I'm going to end up being accepted into. So if it fits in your schedule, I would recommend like trying to take more just in case. And then what they don't tell you is that before these classes, you already have to have taken like general chem, general bio. So yesterday, I literally just finished my first round of summer classes, and I took general chemistry and cultural anthropology. I took cultural anthropology in case because one of the programs that I'm applying to requires it. And then I took Gen Chem because I needed it before I was able to take, I think, human anatomy or microbiome, one of those. And then for microbiome, luckily, I took AP Bio when I was in high school, so I was able to use that credit to get into the microbiology class. So make sure you look into like the courses that the ABSN programs you want to apply into require. There's a helpful articulation tool if you're going to a California school to see which courses transfer over. For example, in here I'm looking at Pasadena City College to CSU LA's ABSN nursing program. This shows the specific courses that you need to take in your current college in order for them to transfer over to the equivalent of the nursing program prerequisite.
Even if you're not going to a Cali State school, you should definitely check out the nursing program website that you want to get into, because a lot of those schools have their own course articulation tool.
And then under the college that you're going to take them at, look at if those classes also have more prerequisites under them, because that part is what almost got me. But don't worry, it sounds scary. You'll be able to figure it out. It's like really not that bad. You can always just get on the phone and call the admissions people at your community college or the nursing program, and they're all super nice. So speaking of community college, I'm currently taking my prereq classes there because it's a lot cheaper than if I were to take some classes at like a 4-year university. I also heard that they're a little easier when you're at a CC, so I feel like that's pretty worth. I'm also super lucky because I'm in an area where they literally have a community college for free. It is so worth it. Wherever you are, you need to look up if there's community colleges in your area that have free tuition for residents, because I feel like that's amazing. I did have some trouble though proving my residency at first, because I have been in California for like 3 to 4 years now, but I didn't have like the documents because I'm originally from Hawaii and I just came here for college, and so I didn't have like my driver's license or auto insurance policy to prove that I've been here for over a year. So you should also look into that if you are not in your, I guess, original home state and you don't have those documents. They were able to make it work, but you just have to be like really committed to talking to the admissions office and persevering with that, because it's so worth it to get free tuition. It's so funny to me because being originally from Hawaii, where the public school education system is all like so bad because it's severely underfunded, it's an extremely stark reality to being here in California, where like the education system is so much more well-funded, and like my parents and I were mind blown. Or even if I were able to get resident tuition at CC, like it wouldn't be that bad. I think it was like a couple grand, which is much better than if I were to go to a 4-year university, because that would be like $40,000 a semester or something. If your CC doesn't have like the free tuition program, you can also look into getting more financial aid. It'll definitely depend on, you know, what you previously took out if you already did your 4-year bachelor's degree, because I think they max it out at 4 years, but I'm not certain on that, so you'd have to like do your research on that part. So that's the course part of things. I took summer school. I'm gonna do a fall semester and a spring semester, and then hopefully by May of next year I will be done with all of my prereqs and I can start nursing school. That segues into how I'm actually going to be applying to nursing school. So most of the nursing schools that I looked into, they do let you apply before you have all your prereqs done. So for example, I'm going to be starting to apply to one of my schools in the fall of this year, but I'm not going to have my prereqs done until next year spring. If I do get into the program, it would be starting in August of next year. So make sure you look at all the different program requirements, when your deadline is to apply, but try to apply like as early as possible from what I've seen. So I'm like definitely gonna get on that. You should look to see if they require you to take the TEAS, which is a standardized testing, which in my understanding is kind of like the SAT. Like they look at your reading comprehension, math skills, but I haven't looked into that too much because I wouldn't need that for the schools that I'm applying to this fall. I would need them later, so I'm like, I'll just deal with that later. You need to write your personal statement on, you know, why nursing, why this school, whatever, and then also have your letters of recommendation, because I think most of the schools that I was looking at all required at least 1, but some up to 3. And I'm supposed to ask a professor and a professional, so definitely make sure you're talking to your professors and maintaining good relations with them. So the professional one was where I was a little iffy about, because I haven't, you know, done a ton of volunteering in the healthcare sector since I was originally like gonna get a business job, right? Like I had a bunch of experiences in high school, but nothing in very recent years besides working at my mom's care home. So that's why I started applying to hospital volunteer programs and like other nursing homes in the area so I can just accumulate as much hours as possible. And I know that some nursing schools are like, oh, we don't look at your hours, but from what I was personally told, like they can't possibly hurt, right? So that's kind of how I see it, and I also feel like getting as much experience as possible is helpful. I also talked with this admissions counselor who told me that having more diverse volunteer experiences is also important, so do that if possible. Different demographics like socioeconomic status, race, things like that. So definitely look into the different volunteer opportunities, because we are going to be going up against people who already have like their CNA license, which is like the certified nurse assistant or medical assistants. So these are all people who have licenses to work in specific places and healthcare. So they obviously have a lot of hours and experience. So we just need to try our best to get as many hours as we can. You know, we just have to have faith that it'll work out, because I myself do read a lot of Reddit, and I've seen people who have been able to get into these ABSN programs without a lot of prior experience, because I mean, hey, some of us are just business majors who finally decided to take that leap. So it's definitely possible, and that's why I'm gonna apply to as many programs as I possibly can. And then that kind of leads me to my last thing about just looking at state schools versus private schools, because private schools are definitely like a lot more expensive. From what I've seen, they're like around $80K for the whole program, whereas the nearest public school for me would be SFSU nursing, and that's like $40K a year. It's also important to look at the timeline of things, because some schools start their programs in January, and then some start in the summer, some start in fall, right? So depending on when you finish all of your prereqs, I think that's also important to keep in mind. And some people also, you know, want a little bit of a gap so that you can work, get some more volunteer hours, or get your money up. So that's kind of where I'm at, and the information that I know as I'm working on applying to nursing school soon and doing my prerequisites right now. I hope that this was helpful. Please definitely tell me in the comments if you have any advice, or if anything that I said was wrong. Let's all help each other out in this comment section. You can stay connected with me here on my Instagram as I post about this new nursing era journey. More pre-nursing vlogs to come. Please leave any video ideas that you want me to make. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. In the meantime, stay safe, drink lots of water, and tell your loved ones that you love them. Bye! Also, sorry for the lighting this whole time.